39 years ago in a field somewhat like this, your life changed.
Exactly. It was just a field that me and my friends came up to and played 1,000 games at. And it was the day after Christmas. Beautiful day, sun was out, little bit of snow. Came up to the field. We always played tackle football. There were about 14 of us. I was running with the ball, got hit. Not even hard, didn't fall on my head, nothing odd or strange, but just the way it was. I fell and in a field like this and never got up again. And it changed my life.
I'm Dominic Damaski, and this is Discovering Inspiration. On this episode, me and cameraman Cameron traveled to the windy city of Chicago to meet a motivational giant named Brian P. Swift. He lives his life to the fullest, regardless of challenge, obstacle, or adversity. Brian is an author, speaker, coach, loving husband, and a father to be applauded. He's an eternal optimist and the founder of the nonprofit named S.O.A.R, which helps get outdoor recreational vehicles to those in wheelchairs. Brian, I would think a lot of people don't know what quadriplegic means. And could you explain that?
Sure. Quadriplegic is somebody who's got 4 limbs affected. So basically, I'm paralyzed from the chest down, and my arms are affected. So I can't move my hands more than this. That's all I can move my hands. I don't have good triceps. So if you put something in my hand, I probably couldn't lift my arm up that way. And I have no trunk balance, which means if I lean too far without holding on, I will fall over. If I go forward, I'll pull myself up. If I go too far, I'll fall over. So you really lose all your functions, including your bladder function, including your bowel function, including your ability to sweat and control the temperature of your body. There's about 50% of your lung power you lose. So you lose all these things that people don't see. They see a guy in a wheelchair. They see me maybe with a ball in my hand and they think, oh, but they don't realize that, I can't control my bowels. I can't control my bladder. I can't move my hands. And even to lift your hands above your head is like a challenge because I have no balance. So I really got to be aware of if I lean too much, I've got to grab on or I go over. I've been lucky to always have this ability to get up and go. And I've maintained friendships with people. And I'm upbeat. And I'm not bragging, but people like to be around me because I like making people feel good. And when you like making people feel good, they want to be around you. And they'll want to be a part of helping you hunt and helping you fish. I don't have a lot of money. I don't live near land, but you find a way. I guess that's just what life's about. Nobody said it was going to be easy. Nobody said it was going to be fun. That's up to you to do it that way. And I am blessed. I've got good family and good friends, but it's still a lot of work and a lot of energy. And if not that, what? I mean, we weren't meant just to survive. I'm not going to survive just because I'm in a wheelchair. I'm going to live life and go out in a ball of flame, not waiting. I'm not waiting for life to happen. I'm going to chase it. I'm going to make it happen.
With so much on your plate, you're speaking, you're writing, you're coaching, and you start a nonprofit named S.O.A.R. What does it mean to you, and why do you do it?
Well, I've been blessed. I do a lot, and I've been very blessed to do that. And I enjoy giving back. That's why I coach for 22 years. What a better way to involve things you love. And if I can help other people do things that they love, I'm a believer in what goes around comes around. I'm a believer in karma. And selfishly, don't we all feel good when we help others? I believe we need to do that in our lives. If we expect good things and hope for good things, I'm just doing things that I love and trying to help other people do things that they love and provide hope and fellowship And to me, that's a win-win for everybody. Everybody wins. So that's the reason for S.O.A.R. It's my way of being able to give back to some degree and still do what I love, like coaching. I can't play anymore. I couldn't play when I was 17, but I could coach. And I've coached guys now that I'm friends with, and they're young men that are 40 and have families, and they've created great friendships and still involve a game that I absolutely love. 22 years of coaching from high school all the way down. I can't find a better way to live.
Monica, take me back. I'm struggling to understand this. Brian's in the corporate world. You got 3 adopted children. How did you make it all happen?
We did it. It was what life was like, and Brian would get up at 5, be out of the house by 6. He'd drive downtown, get home at about 5:30, 6 o'clock. I'd bring him out a shirt, he'd change in the van, and then he would be off to the football field. And what was nice was he was always coaching one of the 2 boys, and even Sid when she cheered.
So when Brian's so busy and he's out of the house coaching, is it finally relaxing?
Sometimes it is, yes. Like I said, sometimes it is.
It opens automatically with this key fob I have. Ramp comes down, and just like you getting in your vehicle, it all becomes routine. So once I lower it, I get on it, hop in it, and transfer. So it's pretty non-eventful, but thank God for some technology. Get up and then slide in.
I wanted to get this on camera because some people take things for granted, like driving or getting in a car or something like that, and I would think this isn't that easy.
Well, you get into a routine. This is a sliding board I use to slide over. So, I gotta make sure the keys don't fall. So everything, unfortunately, ends up in my mouth. And then I put the sliding board underneath. And then little by little, I slide over. Usually it's a little quicker than this, but it was a long night. And you got to do this without balance, so you're always making sure that if you slip, you got something to hang on to. And then once I'm over, the seat turns. And I'll close up the ramp.
17 years old, the day after Christmas, you're in the hospital. They tell you you're paralyzed. There's got to be a why me component to it.
I think I could almost say I don't remember ever why me. I just knew that it was in the way I was brought up was, now what? Okay, so now what? Okay, you're paralyzed, so now what? Why me doesn't matter. That doesn't move you forward. That doesn't answer anything because none of us know why me. Why am I only 6'1"? I don't know. Why am I overweight? I don't know. Why am I not a millionaire? I don't know. It doesn't matter. None of those things matter. To me, this is what mattered. This is where I find serenity. This is where I coached for probably 10 out of my 12 years, is being on a football field gives me such a peace. It's hard to explain, and people who coach will understand that. That's where I spent hundreds, thousands of hours with young men not developing football players, but developing young men. And that's, to me, what brought me peace. And maybe that's what gave me peace with what happened to me, was knowing that I could do the things I wanted to do, still be involved in a game I loved.
Take me back to the hospital. You, at first, couldn't move at all?
Correct. Couldn't feed myself, couldn't scratch my eye, couldn't do anything, correct.
And was there a moment where we talked about getting up, rising up? Was there a moment you did?
Man, I think it was an accumulation of little things. For my just the way my whole life was approached by my family. That being one incident, my dad came up with a mitt and some rubber balls, and he took me down the hall, and he taped the mitt to my hand. And at this point, I could only raise my hand probably to my chest. And he walked down the hallway and he started throwing rubber balls at me. And some went off my head, some went off my chest. But his thought was, if I don't want the ball to hit me in the face, I'll raise my hand. Nurses all were looking at him like he was crazy. And I caught some balls, and some balls went off my head. And that's when you realize it's kind of, now what? What do you want to do? How far do you want to push yourself? And it was little moments like that with my father that I think helped define my spirit to move forward.
In 2018, I don't know that a parent could get away with throwing rubber balls at their child in the hospital. But I think you might say thank you to your father for that.
Oh, I have nothing but thank yous for the way I was challenged by my father in his own loving, caring way. That's how he knew to motivate me. That's what he knew. I knew it was out of love. It wasn't to upset me. It wasn't to make me feel bad or hurt me. That's what's missing today. Tough love. And it's missing today.
"39 years ago, in a field somewhat like this, your life changed."
Exactly. It was just a field that me and my friends came up to and played 1,000 games at. And it was the day after Christmas. Beautiful day, sun was out, little bit of snow. Came up to the field. We always played tackle football. There were about 14 of us. I was running with the ball, got hit. Not even hard, didn't fall on my head, nothing odd or strange, but just the way it was. I fell and in a field like this and never got up again. And it changed my life. You almost forget about it because I've done so much between now and 39 years ago. I don't even think about it because I got so many things that I've done in between that I couldn't even imagine that I would have done even if I was on my feet. I've done things I never thought about doing when I was on my feet that I've done. So, it depends on your perspective of how you want to look at life. And the field doesn't mean anything to me. As a matter of fact, I broke my neck playing football, and yet I let my two sons play football. I coached football for 22 years. So, some people today, if they get in an accident, they have problems, they think, oh, I'll never be able to. I still love the game. I still love the sport. You can get better or you can get bitter. Depends what you want.
What would this Brian P. Swift, the one I'm talking to right now, say to that young man who fell that day?
Wow, you know what? Just keep growing. Thank God every day for your blessings, and don't listen to the statistics. Don't listen to the naysayers. Don't listen to. We all have that naysayer on one side of us. Just challenge yourself to keep going. Don't think you can't. Find a way to win. Find a way to take one step forward. And then find a way to take a second step and a third step. And you will do things that you didn't think you could do.
Always the coach, Brian calls me out for dribbling too high.
You're dribbling too high.
No way.
You lift too high. Too high. I'd chew
Hey,
you
Pop.
up.
Hey, Pop. Hey, Pop.
Quiet. Your head's down.
Yeah, that's true. That's
Your
true.
head's
That's true.
down. Your head's down. You can't dribble with your head down.
Cal, does Dad play hoops with you a lot? He defends you?
Yeah, sometimes when we're outside, we'll have a bonfire going. He'll come out here when I come to shoot hoops.
Your dad encourages so many people. You know, they look at him and see, man, this guy can do it. You know, you guys go hunting, you go fishing, you're doing it all.
Yeah.
Does that ever make you think, man, I better quit bitching and, you know, get out there and make it happen?
Yeah, it does.
It makes you think because you see it. What's that mean? Like in here, does it ignite a fire, or what does it do?
A lot of times when I'll be done with my homework, or I'll just be sitting around and I'll just start thinking, I have other stuff going on in my own life that's pulling me back a little bit. And I look at my dad and see everything that's been pulling him back, and he's pulling his weight forward, constantly moving forward, no matter what, always improving himself, and that makes me just want to make myself better.
This is the parents of Brian P. Swift. I'm going to ask you a question. Where did Brian's good looks come from?
His mother.
If I could take you back 39 years to when Brian had his accident, as parents, did you two have to come together as a family? Did that make your bond tighter?
I can tell you right off the bat, our purpose in life was to get Brian to a better point. And I can give you 3 words: faith, family, and focus. And that's what we counted on.
And you kind of push it down towards your feet, and that's the gas. And then you push it in for the brake, so it's one handle. And I usually wear a glove because it makes it easier to turn the wheel, but it's just like driving with your feet. You just get used to it, and drive safe, work to make sure you get your signals on and people could see you, and head off wherever you're heading off.
When did you know being in a wheelchair wasn't going to define you?
Good question. I probably realized it after junior college, because I realized I could accomplish what I wanted to accomplish if I worked hard at it. And I started doing things that other people in wheelchairs maybe weren't doing. So I got in the water and swam, and I started playing wheelchair sports, and I saw how people who were really empowered and were living their lives did it. They did more than was maybe expected. They took the statistics of what we should be, and they pushed those to the limits. And I decided I didn't want to be what somebody else thought I should be. And then in college at St. Xavier University, a nun told me, "You're going to law school and you're going to be a lawyer." And I'm first generation college, and I was never that smart. And all of a sudden, I'm working hard to get to law school. And that's when I realized I could do whatever I want to do, whether it's from a wheelchair or standing or whatever. The wheelchair, really, I never let it define me.
Brian, how does technology like this help you out?
Man, without it, it's tough without it. Unfortunately, it's expensive. Insurance doesn't pay for it because they don't think it's a medical necessity for you to get out and work, relax, contribute to society. But without it, man, you could get in a car, but man, this gives me total independence.
What the hell do we have going on here?
Well, some friends of mine found a accessible, I'll call it accessible trike that a quad could drive. It's a 79 Honda Matic, and everything's been moved to the sidecar. So let me show you how I get on it and how it works.
All right. Wind in your hair, you gotta love this.
Yes. So that gives me puts up the ramp. I get strapped in. You want to strap me in, Mom? You want to go for a?
What's this mean to you riding a bike? Why ride the bike? I mean, some people are gonna think, this guy's nuts, he's riding in a sidecar. Why is it important for you to ride this bike?
Why not? Why not? Why not? Why shouldn't I be? Why not? I have friends who ride. Why? It's another part. This is what life's about, isn't it? So why not?
This is Discovering Inspiration, and this is Brian P. Swift. Hope you enjoyed the episode. If you like it, please share, please subscribe.